how are you doing today, man?
Good.
It sounds like you had a late afternoon.
Well, we just tried to do some stuff around the house that we never have time to do anything around the house. So I got done earlier today, so we tried to go get countertops for our kitchen.
Nice, nice. What are you guys doing for countertops?
What do we get? Is it a quartz? Yeah, we got a quartz.
Okay. I've seen so many options now. It's amazing what they can do with that fake stuff that looks like it's what is it? It looks like
Yeah, they got fake quartz. They got
yeah,
polished concrete now. They got all kinds of different the different types of epoxies that they do.
yeah. It's amazing now, and they can cut some of this stuff, and it's like it's totally a whole nother animal than it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, it is. I did countertops when I first started, and it was probably three to five colors. And nowadays, they have everything you can imagine.
Yeah. I did construction with my dad for 10 years, about 15 years ago.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I did construction with my father about 15
Oh,
years
okay.
ago. But we did a little bit of remodeling in the kitchen and bathrooms. Nothing as much as you did, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. You do some pretty fancy tile work there.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've been doing tile for a long time, and pretty much, every bathroom has tile, and that's a majority of the bathroom is tile. So
I
yeah,
saw
that
one.
kind of comes with the territory.
I saw one bathroom. It had to be like a 20 by 8 just for the shower, and then it looked like the rest of the bathroom was another like 30 by 20 or something. It was a huge, at
Yeah, they
least.
do. We do some pretty big bathrooms,
Yeah, that was
especially
beautiful.
on like the Newport Coast. They have some bathrooms that are as big as my bedroom.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. So I got a question. What got you started on making those videos?
Ah, shoot. Well, I think the first thing we made videos for was probably just to give instructions to some of our employees, just to make sure, like, a guy keeps asking you the same thing over and over again. Just get frustrated and made a video just to be able to send it to him to let him know, how to do something. Well, then, everybody else has been making videos and doing the things on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and all that. So I'm trying to kind of try my hand at that.
So how many followers do you have on TikTok?
Ah, I actually don't even know. I could look probably somewhere close to 2,000.
Nice. Okay. I
Not a
thought,
lot.
yeah, no, it's still fine. You keep doing it. Eventually, one's gonna stick, and all the other videos will get watched, and you'll have a
Yeah,
million views like that. I seen it with
yeah,
a guy I talked to last month.
I see a lot of people online now. It's kind of funny. You pick a niche. Tile is a kind of a good niche right now. If you
Real
pick
good.
a niche like tile, and you follow those streams, it just seems like everybody who makes one good viral video, all of a sudden they're an expert at that field, and I
Yeah.
find it funny. You kind of got to be careful who you're talking to when you talk to people online, because there are so many people who are professionals, but they don't have a big following. They haven't been doing the TikTok and Instagram and all that. And I've met a lot of guys like that you know you just kind of take what they say wrong, and before you know it, they're thinking that you don't know what you're doing and they don't know what they're doing, and it's kind of a new world for them being online. So you see people who have absolutely no idea what they're doing, but they have millions of followers showing you how to do things that they don't know what they're doing in the first place. Then you have people who have like no following, that just scroll and talk and do whatever, and it's a fun like dynamic of seeing people who don't really do the online thing. Like I've never really done it. I just started dabbling in it recently, so um you'd be, kind of blown away at who you're talking to sometimes online.
Yes. But with video now and all this here, it's kind of hard to hide behind just a name.
No, no, no. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because people see everything, every little detail that you do.
Every little detail. And if it makes you feel any better, I'm new at this also. This is my actual first video streaming of this podcast.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I'm screen recording the whole thing right now. I was supposed to have another camera because I've been doing it just audio for the last 2 months,
Okay.
which is
That's
made
cool.
for a really good podcast. But everybody else is on YouTube. Everybody else
Yeah.
is on TikTok. And
Yeah.
honestly, YouTube is the cable, TikTok is the radio, and the podcast is like just below the radio kind of thing.
Hmm.
And I gotta stick my finger in all of it, so I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I'm trying to do the same thing. I mean, for years I tried to build some content, like video content, and then I just didn't know how to put all the pieces together. I didn't know how to like take the editing side of it and make it. You know, if you were to like put a camera on my shoulder, or my girlfriend works for me, and we always joke about, like, if you were to put a camera in the back seat and listen and follow us throughout the day, it's pretty hilarious, some of the not only the stuff we go through just getting to and from work, but like the experiences involved in doing remodeling. I mean, it's quite comical from a standpoint of what people say to you, or what people think is okay, or what people think that is right and wrong, and then also what you see people do and leave, and will just say, looks good, that works for me, and I'll laugh and think, like, this is what this is what you think is an acceptable good job. And then not only that, they'll tell me that I'm too expensive or something. I'll have like people tell me, like, uh you'll call me in to rescue a job, because they've already went with something that who knows if it's going to work. And then they turn around and tell me I'm expensive when I tell you how to do it the right way. So, there's so many walks of our day and work that it's just hilarious to see um, everything that goes into running a construction business.
I would love to see a cop's version of what you do with a guy running around chasing you with a camera from the back seat of your car. That
That's
sounds like a
exactly,
great idea.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I just like in pictured, is like a
Yeah.
cops kind of
Yeah.
thing, where a guy's like in the back seat hopping out,
Chasing
running
you
around
as you,
watching.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, what I did with my dad, we started, I was young. I was like 17, 18 when we started. And
Okay, I was 14 when I
okay.
started.
Yeah.
Well, I actually started when my dad. My dad was an electrician, so I started out really young with him, climbing through the attics and stuff. But that was negligible. That was just, hey, climb through here and grab that. But I actually really started doing work at like 14, 15.
Yeah.
Started out with a speeding ticket. Had to pay for a speeding ticket.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I started earlier, but that was part time with my dad and with my grandfather a little bit. But when we actually dedicated, like he quit his engineering job to do the remodeling thing, I had to be around 17, 18. And
Really, your dad's what kind of engineer was your dad?
he did tool design for parts that made pieces for Pratt and Whitney. Like what
Oh
did he
wow.
do? It was a small tool and die shop that had some engineering, and
Yeah.
that they would make the parts. Like I think a Apache helicopter. He came home with one of the pictures of the Black Hawks and the Apache helicopters when they first came out, and
Yeah.
they never made them before, so you literally had to engineer the parts that made the machines that made the
Hmm.
parts
Yes. Yes.
because those parts didn't exist yet.
Yeah, so you had to make the tool to make the tool.
Yeah, 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 isn't that crazy? So that my
Yeah,
dad was
yeah.
literally one of the engineers drawing up the blueprints for those tools.
So
Um,
I had to do similar things when I was in school, and like funny small world kind of thing. I did a job not long ago for a guy, Jack Ross, who was one of the lead engineers on the SR-71 project, and he was telling me about a lot of stuff that you're talking about, how they had to make things to make things. Like,
Yeah.
they needed something to hold a bracket in a certain way to be machined, and so they would need to make something to hold that bracket to do the machining. And it was kind of the beginnings of engineering. um, and it was just fun talking to him, and it blew his mind that he hired me to do a bathroom remodel, and I actually have an aerospace degree. I'm a aerospace engineer
Wow.
as well. So, and yeah, and it was so I'm wasting half of our time talking about the SR-71 when I'm supposed to be over here
Oh,
demoing the
hold on.
truck.
Hold on. How many years of education does it take to get an aeronautics degree?
I actually did it quick as I possibly could. I did the so when I went to school, they you're supposed to be able to get it done in 4.5 semesters or something like that.
Oh,
And it required taking some 19-hour semesters, some 17-hour semesters.
yeah.
It required no sleep for a couple of months. I got mono actually. I got mono, and I didn't even get mono the way most people get mono. I got mono because of my immune system was just so bad because we were just so run down that I got mono.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that, man. Because yeah, you're hustling. You're trying your best to get everything through. Because who wants to
Yeah.
spend 6 years?
No, I did it in 4.5. Actually, I think I did do it in 5 because my freshman year I played football. So I did elongate my freshman year. But yeah, it was a rigorous program to follow. It was unfortunate that you had to do it that way. Otherwise, if you missed like one class of one semester, it pushed you back a full year, not just a semester, because of the way the classes lined up. The arrows 1, 2, and threes. If you missed, say you missed two, you couldn't follow suit by taking three. You had to wait a full year and take two again, and then three. So you had to just pretty much beat yourself up to just to graduate.
Yeah. All right. What position did you play in football?
Yes.
Tight
Quarterback.
end.
Yeah.
What, say again?
Quarterback.
Quarterback. Okay.
Quarterback.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool,
Yeah. I'm
man.
not a big. No,
Did you
no,
ever
I'm
try
not
to
a big.
pursue that? Did you try to pursue that at all? Besides that
Yeah,
one semester.
I played arena football. I played
Okay.
well, it was like a semi-pro kind of arena football. It wasn't the same league you see on TV. It was a similar like lower level kind of league.
Okay.
Um and then we also one of our teams one year filled in for a team that went on strike. So that was kind of a fun year that we were pretty much you've seen the movie Replacements, right?
Yeah.
Like we were the kind of replacements for the arena team, except for it didn't end the same way. Like we got the crap beat of us.
Which is more realistic if you think about it.
Oh, we legitimately got beat like 94-6 or something like that. Like it was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up
Still
having
very
10
cool, man.
stitches.
Very cool.
I got 10 stitches in my jaw on that game.
Worth every stitch, man.
Right. No, worth the CTE.
I'm still impressed with the videos, man. So who does editing? Does your girlfriend do the editing, or do
Me.
you do everything? Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm the same here, man.
I,
Uh,
I do everything but hold her wrist while she's videoing me. I have to
come over here. Come
stringent.
over here. Yeah, yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's really impressive to see some of the guys you see on here that have really good talent. Like they're so talented. Like with tile work, not only that they can implement the video editing side and the creativity that goes into that with doing tile work that it's pretty. I mean, it's really impressive. I consider myself an intelligent person, and I've tried to dive into doing these kind of uh, things, and it's difficult. These guys are really talented to be able to throw these videos out the way they do and edit them and make them look so good, and still have like seemingly a life. And I got an aerospace degree, and I could tell you that the applications that we used were mind blowing, and I can only imagine what their skill level is, with phones and things. So
Yeah. Well,
pretty impressive.
I'll be honest with you. I spent a couple hours just researching the editing software and the screen recording software. So
Hmm.
just jumping into this was a leap of
Yeah,
faith in and of itself. Because
yeah,
you learn. If you want to learn something bad enough, you can learn.
yeah, yeah. If it's fun to you, then it becomes more not necessarily learning as it is just playing.
Well, originally I was hoping I'd push a button, I'd record a video, and everybody would like me and we'd just move on.
Oh man,
But
dude.
it doesn't work that way, man.
I say that to my girlfriend every day. I was like, man, if there was a video camera sitting right over there, we'd be famous. It's great. The personality that we have in our crew and stuff. It's like, I watch some of these videos. I watch the YouTube, and I'm like, man, they got something there, but that guy's boring as crap, like, and I know how far fun personalities go and these kind of things, and I just need to. I guess you and I both need to figure out somebody we can split to do our. Need a guy in the passenger seat, the cops guy.
Well, I think more than anything else besides the video, because you do have to grab the video, you got to grab the footage. It's the editing. I was supposed to get another camera to the
Mm.
side of me, so as we're talking and I'm listening, we could do like a side shot, and then go back
Yeah,
to you again, and then a side shot, so that it's not boring video. But I didn't get the camera hooked up enough. I had my kids. I just there's so much. There's so
that's
much. There's
exactly.
so much to do.
Yeah, I set up a video the other day, and we are doing a backsplash or whatnot, and I looked over and realized that I actually never started the camera. And I'm like halfway through it, and I'm like, geez,
It's not
uh,
happening today.
it's just not happening.
Yeah.
Oh, the funny things that we don't get on video are just like, man, why, uh, I think, oh yeah, yeah, the day before yesterday, there's a guy online, Towel Bro. He's very good. He's got some awesome videos. He does really good. He came up with this neat little square to cut sluter edging with, the edging that we use around the tile.
Okay.
And I didn't have one, and I don't know, I haven't ordered one yet, but I was just jokingly, I've always cut the sluter metal my own different ways. I'm pretty good with a grinder, so I can cut it. But I just cut a 2x6 into a square, and I wrote, Tile Bro on it, just, being funny. And I was going to cut a piece of metal, make a video, just say, couldn't really afford the Tile Bro squares, so I got this one instead. And
That's
I
a
was going to
great.
make a video, yeah, cutting it and then showing my metal, after I put it up, nice and perfect, my perfect squares.
Yeah.
And I had a piece already done. It was perfect. And I was like, all right, Izzy, come on, let's video this. So she gets over there, we get the square, and I grab a piece, and I'm about to cut it. And then I wanted her to get the angle to read, Tile Bro on there. So she comes over the other side, and I rearrange, and I cut a piece, and then I show it to her. And as I cut it, like I got that like gut feeling like I made a mistake. I was like, wait, and I looked at her, and she's like, "You cut the good piece, didn't you?"
What
I
the
was like,
hell? Are you
"Oh
kidding
my
me?
God, you're
That's the worst
kidding."
case scenario, man.
I grabbed all these pieces that were sitting there because I had like three pieces sitting there, and I had a piece sitting there that was supposed to be the dummy cut piece. And I
I
was like,
missed it.
wait, no, that's the dummy. No, this is the dummy. This is the dummy. This is the dummy right here that just cut the good piece, trying to make a funny video, making fun of somebody else's really cool invention. That's what you get right there.
Did you
And
did
I had to
you
go
did
sit.
you capture the blooper? I lost audio.
All right, hang on, I was getting a call.
Oh.
I get calls all hours. Like, what in the world? It's 6:30, and I'm getting a call for probably. They'll get a call back. Anyways, yeah, I had to go sit in the hallway for a minute.
And just collect yourself.
Yeah, I had to collect myself. Like, I mean, I
I believe
seriously
it.
had to just sit in there. I mean, it would have been hilarious to have that cops guy come in because, like, I'm sitting over in the corner, like, all
Yeah, I can't hear you again, man.
guys just continually calling me. Can you call whoever that is? Like, why? What the deal is?
You'll
Oh,
you'll have to
it's
put it on do not disturb next time.
yeah. it's I don't, let me just text them real quick.
Okay.
These are they're old people. Tell them meeting with a client here. Sorry about that. These
That's fine.
people are like asking me to somebody in my neighborhood want to sell some miracle sealants.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I can't hear you again, man.
I can't as well.
Well, worst case scenario is this doesn't work, and we'll just try it again some other time.
No, I just did another call. That was just another call from somebody else. I can't put it on do not disturb because it'll hang on.
Because when I used to
I
do
got
the audio, I put it on Do Not Disturb, and that worked for me.
see
Because
if it
I,
works. All right, I can call him back.
yeah.
All right, sorry about that.
Nah, that's fine, man.
Yeah,
So,
I had a bad moment there. I was trying to make fun of somebody on their video, and I ended up in a fetal position in the hallway.
but you know what, though? You got to take those risks and see which one's funny enough to stick. Because the one you
Mhm.
think is too much or you think isn't enough is the one.
Yeah,
The one you
right.
pass on, the one you pass
Yeah.
on, trust me, is going to be the one. So
It should be like
don't pass.
I was telling Izzy the other day. I was like, some of the best videos that we miss are like the videos of the mistakes. Like I got a buddy of mine that I've been trying to get to move out here. He lives in Alabama, and he has been a good friend of mine all my life, and I moved to California, and that kind of, big distance between us. But I told him, he should move out here and project manage for me, or just help me build this video and thing. And he's very good at like seeing those kind of things and knowing what the right thing and the right way to get those things on video. So I was trying to get him to come out and be
The
that
editor,
guy that
be
can
the
get.
editor for you. Be the cops. Be that cops guy that chases you around. Yeah.
Yeah, because he would have definitely. I mean, I know at that moment when I messed up cutting that stuff, he'd have been right there in my face, probably laughing at me, probably being
Yes.
like, "Yeah, I told you that was going to happen."
As he should. As he should.
Mhm.
That's exactly what you want though, because you don't know what angle
Mhm.
or what time.
Well, that's the funny. I mean, that's the things that you'd want to see, anyways. Like that's the kind of stuff that I think is interesting is when people mess stuff up. Like, how did you go about fixing it? Well, like when I cut the wrong piece, I had to go find another piece and spend another 15 minutes cutting it and getting it perfect again.
Yeah.
And congratulations, I wasted a bunch of time.
It's that genuine moment. That's what it is. It's very rare to get that mistake. It's very rare. It's kind of like an
Yeah.
accident. How many people ever get a picture of an accident?
Yeah,
It's just so
exactly.
rare. It's just so rare. But yeah, to be as good with tile as you are and to do all this editing yourself, I'm rather impressed. I saw you and your girlfriend working together there, and you
I
were.
actually I have two other guys too that are very good installers. I try to get, they're a little bit shy, but Luis and Joseph are two other guys that work for me that are very good installers. And I was trying to jokingly get a little segment learning with Luis, like as something that would be thrown into our whatever you call it, because he has a lot of little neat things that he has shown me along the way that just interesting, fun, how to do this a little faster.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, it's pretty. I can't take all the credit. I do nitpick. We do kind of perfect the work, but at the same time, these guys they're dang good installers.
But a segment like that actually sounds like it would be really fun. Like
Oh
this,
yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it'd be just a little fun. What did Luis teach us today?
Because what was that? There was a segment one time on a cartoon or something that was like, "This really grinds my gears," or there was another one. Oh, have you ever seen the TikTok? It's "Be a Man." He gives like bad
Oh
advice.
yeah, I follow that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything even slightly remotely as funny as that is definitely worth adding to any show.
Oh yeah.
It's the
And
guys.
see, that's also funny is I throw in these different things like that during the day. Like, but my buddy was telling me the other day, it's funny when you hear on TikTok audio used for something different. You know what I mean? Like somebody takes that audio and does something like similar, that like has that sound, you know, that
Yes,
connection. But I was like, one thing that we do that's kind of funny is that I actually will say these TikTok things sometimes on the job, like during because we follow the same things, we hear the same TikTok, and we'll say the thing without actually hearing the audio. Um, and it's just kind of it's a whole nother like level of comedy, I guess.
I understand.
You'd have to know, oh yeah, that's a good example. Is over here in the background. Mr. George, you've heard of Mr. George? Have you not heard him yet?
No.
Oh my goodness. You got to look up Mr. George. So there's this guy, his TikTok or his Instagram name, I think, is Mr. Hard Hat.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
he's a construction worker, and he pretends all the time that he's calling like his boss, and it's like, and he's a Hispanic guy, so he'll call his boss, and he'll have like that thick Hispanic accent, hey, Mr. George, the it's funny. It is she should do the actually the accent, but when you throw that extra layer of comedy into it, if you followed him and you heard us doing these little inside jokes
Yeah.
from Instagram, it just adds another layer of comedy. It's kind of funny.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Where do you see this going? Now that you've started doing it now and you know that you can do it, it's no longer a matter of I don't want to do this or I can't do this or this is too hard. Now it's just a matter of wiggling through and finding out how this is going to
Getting,
progress. How do you see it
I'm
going?
work, I'm working on adding an extra day of the week. So I hope that I hope to get that accomplished by 2024. We could add one more day of the week so that I can have time to do the editing. That'd be great.
Yeah, I try not to do this on the weekend. So
Uh,
I'm itching the whole time. I'm like, man, I could just do one more. I could do one more. Yeah, I
so I
want to
tried
put.
to start. I've been trying to start another business, renting an RV and doing like this outdoors kind of thing, like travel, and that takes up most of my weekends now. So I would spend Sundays kind of doing any video editing or whatever, but now I don't even have those Sundays to do that because I'm usually either camping in the RV or renting the RV. So that's a whole nother shebang. Is trying to. I really would love to just try to find somebody I could pay to do all this video editing. Like, and you just take all of this content, find the funny crap, edit it together for me.
Yeah. One thing I did notice, if you do make like a longer video on YouTube, the first minute or two, make little quick clips, little fast things that really catch everybody's attention, like a commercial almost.
Okay. Little snippets of it.
Yeah, which is one of my goals. And just
Well,
to give you a warning, my Zoom is going to run out. I guess it's only 40 or 50 minutes long. And I guess
okay.
so. I've never, like I said, I've never done the Zoom yet. So
So
it
we're
may,
at the limit.
well, almost. It just warned me that we're going to be there soon. So if it does
Okay.
cut off, I'll just message you back,
Okay. Yeah,
and
no worries.
yeah, I just want to let you know that because
Very good.
it's a new world out there, man. I
Yeah.
was comfortable with the
I
audio.
haven't done anything with Zoom either. I had to download the app right before we got
Oh,
on.
really? Oh, okay. One of the reasons why I picked Zoom was I assumed everybody used it the last 2 years, and that
I
was going
bought
to be,
stock in Zoom. I just didn't download the app.
which was probably not a bad choice either. Probably was not a bad choice. On that note, I bought some stock in Uber. I figure when the cars start
Okay.
driving themselves, the sky's the limit, man.
Oh man, we could have a whole other conversation about stocks. Like I did amazing in stocks and didn't sell anything when I was supposed to. I was
Oh,
you're an
that's a tough
idiot.
one. It's tough. It's tough. I got lucky.
I made all the great moves early and things,
Yeah, yeah.
like some of the healthcare stuff. Like I bought like Novavax. That was a good one. I bought Novavax at like $6, $5,
Didn't I get to
and
like
then
40?
oh no, I got like 300.
What? And you didn't
Yeah,
sell?
No, this one actually I made even a bigger mistake. I sold
Oh,
it too early. I sold it at like 14 or 11 or
I've
something.
done that too. I've done that too.
I had
I
like 40, 50 shares of it or something right before it.
oh.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. It is. Maybe you weren't supposed to pay those capital gains, man. Who knows?
Right? I had Tesla back when it was like
You cut off on me again. Yeah, I can't hear you at all, brother. Owen, I got you. Okay, you back?
I can't hear you now.
I
You're
can hear
you're
you.
muted at the bottom left.
Can you hear? Did I? No,
Try it now.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, everything's fine. Okay. What was I gonna say? I think Tesla went to like 1,200 or 1,400 before it split.
And then it split again.
Oh,
So
that's
I
right.
would have,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
it
never bought
split once.
those.
Yeah, I would have had like I don't know, 100 plus shares of it probably. It was wild. I've beat myself up a few times in the morning when I see these things, and I'm like,
I was gonna buy
man,
bit. I was gonna buy Bitcoin when it was $3,000 a coin.
no, we don't even talk about cryptocurrency.
Well,
Man, I took I took I got really deep in some of the alt current coins, and I got like some really really good gains on some things, and I never sold any of them. I mean, I sold some just to get a few little gains here, but I always like took that and reinvested it in other things,
yeah,
and I did that to a point that it was like negligible of the gains I made, and then everything started to kind of going down, you know.
yeah.
Oh,
Yes, I noticed a downward slide after about a year and a half, and I said, okay,
mm-hmm,
I still have a gain. It's not much, but I still have a
mm-hmm.
gain, so I'm in the black. I might as well cut ties, take what I learned, put some things away, and just leave it there. Because if I keep playing with this, I'm gonna end up losing like 5 or 6 grand. And then yeah,
I lost more than
that's
that. I took so this was a fun one. So you know what lumens?
no.
You know XLM lumens. Anyways, it's one of the altcoins.
Okay.
It's kind of a bigger one. It's growing.
Is that the moon? Is that the moon one? The lunar one or whatever it's called? There was one
Luna,
that's
Luna,
Luna.
maybe.
Luna. Is that?
I had some Luna too. That's the one that recently like crashed.
Yeah.
Um, but this one's a little bit different. It's lumens.
Okay.
But there was a coin that was based off of that network called Huddle Assets, and it was one of the first NFT like marketplaces. So it gained really quick popularity for being one of the first NFT marketplaces. And
Okay.
I got into it pre-sale, and I bought it when it was like negligible tenths of a lumen, and it quickly skyrocketed from being like 2 tenths of a lumen to 75, 70 lumens.
Nice.
So 75 times gains. You know,
Yeah.
that I actually took no, actually, I'm sorry, way more than that. Actually, I took about 40, $50 in lumens, and I got screenshots I can show you. At one time, that $40, $50 in lumens that I put into Huddle Assets was 72,000.
Wow, that's great, man.
Didn't sell any of it. I didn't.
Ah.
I sold like $1,000 or so of it just to recoup way more than what I had put into it.
Yeah.
But I didn't sell any of it because this was one of those ones that had like residual deposits that you were supposed to get, you know, the residual gains.
Yeah.
But what you didn't anticipate was the market crashing so bad that those residual gains are kind of negligible. Like
Yeah.
I still get 4 or 5 residual huddle every month. So what? It's not worth shit anymore. So crap.
Yeah.
It's not worth crap anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to be a little
So
cutthroat when it comes to this stuff, man. You have to be cutthroat.
Oh, so I would have sold it, but even to add another curveball twist to that, I was in Gulf. I was in the Gulf of Mexico. We were on vacation that weekend. It's like Labor Day weekend 2 years ago, and I dropped my phone in the ocean.
What the
And
hell?
yeah, and over this period of like a week while we were gone, I was like, I ain't worried about it. You know, I'm not getting calls. I had two phones. I have a work phone and I have a personal phone. I dropped my personal phone, so it wasn't a big deal. But I just couldn't get into my crypto accounts and stuff over that time until I got my personal phone back. Well, that was about a week. That's when this bad crash happened. It went, it went from 70 something thousand to like 10. And I get my phone back, I log all my accounts back in. I'm like, I got to relog that in. That's not right. I got to
This dude
refresh.
thought he was gonna put an
Relog
addition on
that.
his house.
We got to refresh this. Yeah, it was right.
Yeah, that sucks. So yeah, I was gonna put money on Bitcoin when it was $3,000 a coin. I bought a house.
Nice.
I bought a house instead. I could
Ah,
have bought 10 of these houses. I could have bought 10 of these houses
yeah,
with the 10 grand I was gonna put. It got to $67,000.
yeah,
That
yep, I
10
know,
grand,
yeah.
that 10 grand would have been worth like 300, 400 grand, whatever it was.
My mom's a friend of my mom's owns a nail salon back in where I'm from in Alabama, and he bought a house out here in Oceanside with Bitcoin. He bought Bitcoin back in like $10, $15, and he bought like 70, 80 of them or something. And he sold them,
Whoa.
but he sold them all really early. But he sold enough to buy a house, But
That's
he
still pretty,
sold it.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he had like he said he had like over 100 Bitcoin at one time,
Wow.
and he
Wow.
had sold it all way early just to buy a house out here in California. And then well, I mean, he still got a house out of it,
Still got a
but
house, yeah.
yeah, what could have been?
So I got a question. If you buy a house with Bitcoin, do you lose the capital gains? Can you count that as a loss buying the house? How does that work?
I don't know. I just saw the other day in the news where someone bought a house in South Carolina as an NFT.
How does that work?
That blows my mind. It was $180,000 NFT, and that's how they transacted the purchase of the house as an NFT.
Now I heard NFTs crashed.
I think that those probably had a worse crash than what's funny is that some people made fun of them. Now, hindsight, they might come back. I think all this is going to come back around.
Oh
I really
yes, when
do.
the
Um,
metaverse becomes reality and everybody's inside the matrix kind of thing,
yeah,
I think
yeah,
all
yeah.
that
I
stuff's
think
gonna come back heavy.
it's going to come back full circle.
Yeah.
But I asked Kyle where he got the ladder from, and I remember that I didn't have a ladder. I asked Kyle, where did you get the ladder from? Yeah, I thought it was on the side of your house. I thought that was yours. He
That's
had
a,
accidentally stolen the neighbor's ladder, and then we had taken it to work. And it fell off the damn truck on the
it
freeway.
exploded on the 405 and the 60
Oh,
million feet.
it's actually my neighbor's ladder.
Oh, that's great, man. I love it. That's a better story. That's by far a better story. But yeah, if only you have a camera. You gotta have
Yeah, that's what I'm
that
saying.
cops. You gotta have that cops camera guy. He just
Man,
follows you everywhere.
a dash cam would have gotten plenty, but yeah.
Or how about one of those
Cop.
cameras that are like those lights we used to use for like doing sinks
Oh yeah, yeah.
instead of putting a flashlight in your
Yeah.
mouth.
So I have like some sunglasses that have like these recording lenses on them somewhere.
Some spy. That sounds like some spy stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I have some that record. I had to have it for my freaking neighbors. Like that's a whole nother thing. One of my neighbors, like that, I have huskies, and they think that my dogs are aggressive, but they're not. They're just protective,
And
and
they're
especially
beautiful
when
animals. They're beautiful animals too.
yeah, and they're very sweet. If my dogs were aggressive, they wouldn't even, like. I have two huskies and a Yorkie. If the huskies were Yorkie, they would have devoured the Yorkie. Or if the did I say that right? The huskies were aggressive, they would have devoured the Yorkie by now.
Yeah, because the Yorkie's tiny. Yeah, that
Yeah,
thing would have
they're
been
not
done.
aggressive. They're protective, especially on the leash. So when your dog's off a leash and it comes running up at mine, and mine like levels your dog, and you want to be mad at me about it, like
Put a leash on your
you
dog.
know,
Yeah.
this has happened. This has happened before. Their dogs, if their dogs run around, they come running at mine. I just stand there. I'm like, well, my dog's gonna protect me. That's what I have them for. you know.
Yeah.
I have to wear these glasses now because they cause all kinds of problems over dogs. It's
That is so
wild.
funny. I was gonna say, just wear a GoPro. Just wear a GoPro everywhere you go.
I've thought, I thought about that. I've actually, just held the phone up like this, just to try to create a little bit of uncomfortableness to stop it. But
They don't care. Yeah.
no, it's an. Oh, I was going to tell you another thing too. Is I jokingly tell my girlfriend we're going to change my YouTube name to the most interesting man in the world. But I'm working on an invention, and I was going to ask, in your experience with podcasts and things, do you come across people who help people get things invented?
Actually, yes. I might have a guy for you that actually does it. Uriah. Uriah just sold a huge business. He's worth a ton of money, and I think he does stuff similar to that. When we're done with this, I'll call you on the phone itself. Actually,
Hmm?
before I do that, let me talk to him real quick. I don't want to be
Okay.
rude and give his number out to somebody. But
Yeah.
yeah, actually, this guy's a business guy, and I think he's from California. And I think
Okay.
he just
Cool.
sold a couple businesses, and he was asking if I needed a favor, and I'm like, no, man, just pray for me. I don't got anything specific or whatever. I don't know
Uh,
what, I mean, what am I going to ask for? I gotta have
right.
someone edit for me because I don't want to edit. I don't know what to ask for.
I went down that rabbit hole. I actually paid a guy to edit some videos for me. He just took my money and didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, that's what I got scared of. Last week, I had lunch with somebody, and I don't know. You just don't know. You just don't know.
I had to roll the dice and just give him some money and give him the footage and say, man, hopefully he gets me a cool edited video. Never heard from him again.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was only like $100. Wasn't nothing big. Um,
Lesson
but
learned.
yeah, I invented a tile leveling system. I mean, there already is a bunch of them out there, but I've used a bunch of them, and they all have similar problems. So what I did was I just, I know how to use some programs, aerospace programs. I made my own. I 3D printed them. I've had a set of them injection molded.
Yeah.
These are injection molded. These are 3D printed, but these are injection molded. And I'm having like issues with the company that's injection molded them. Just they're they're wanting too much per part to even be profitable. So it's
Well,
like I
with
know.
with an ISO standard nowadays, if you get bulk, you should be able to go to another country, South America, India, Taiwan.
Well, this would be something like that, and I wouldn't mind. Well, what I was hoping to find is somebody that would be interested in going even as far as buying an injection molder.
Well,
Um,
I have a question. Have you patented it yet?
no,
You may
and
want to do that, and then someone like Uriah would actually lease your patent. Say he makes 6 cents a unit, and he gives you a 2 cent royalty. He sells 5 million of them. All you did was sit there and smile, and you made like a $500,000.
and that's
Do,
actually what I was kind of looking into or
and
for.
if you lease the patent, it's still your patent.
Yeah. Well, the only thing is, I had a design engineer work on this, and he said that I insinuated this as well. I insinuated this at the beginning, and I thought that he kind of reiterated and agreed with me on this. I don't know if my idea is actually patentable, only because it's an existing kind of idea, the leveling clip. I've just designed it a little differently to work a little better.
Well, then you patent the difference.
Okay. Then you're patenting the improvement.
Yes.
Okay. I,
Well,
I wasn't sure
well,
about
here's the
that.
deal. How many different phones are there?
True.
Every one of them's got a patent. It's based on the
And, and
difference.
and my invention works with all of the existing ones as well. Like
Yeah,
this is
well,
Ramondi.
I'm going to be
Ramondi.
real serious with you, dude. If you keep showing people and you don't get a patent on that, that's eventually going to it's going to bite you in the ass, and then someone else is going to get royalties for it. And
Well,
I think to get a patent is only a couple $100, dude.
okay. Well, maybe I need
So
to look into. I should have no idea about.
look into patenting it, and your goal is to patent the difference.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to patent the difference, and then you want to lease that patent to someone that wants to make money off it. They're going to make
Okay.
more money than you do, but you're going to do no work.
Yeah, and that's what I was looking for, honestly, is somebody that would just take my, because I have a couple of other ideas like this, for
Well,
other
don't tell
things
anybody
that,
else. Don't tell anybody else. Don't even tell me. Well, I'm just saying, I would hate to see someone steal it from you, and you see
yeah,
some knucklehead lesser than you or me over there driving a Bugatti or
yeah.
yeah, on
Well,
your.
the thing is, they don't have they don't have the part that was like intricate for all of this. They have the like the part that I've had injection molded is a part that's kind of already made.
But there's got to be a
But
difference, otherwise you wouldn't have made it. Though there's a difference.
yes, yes, but
Patent
it
the
takes
difference.
mine takes all three of these. I have a three-part system here,
Okay.
so
And I've
it's a
seen what they
system.
do. They level each other to each other, so
Yeah,
everybody's relatively flat.
and there's a major problem with all of them. The one major problem is they all get everything level with itself. Like it pinches everything together.
Okay.
And if one side is thicker than another, if you have like
Then it'll be
the bottom
tilted.
side, it's just going to be like smashed evenly. Mine essentially brings everything flat with the surface. So even if your
Ooh.
tiles are uneven thickness, it's all going to be flat with the surface, and underneath is going to be what's unlevel.
That sounds like a huge improvement, dude. Focus on the difference. Focus on the difference. Patent the difference. And find someone. You're either going to have to go to Alcoa and Harvey and all these supply companies and try to sell it yourself like DJ, whatever he did out of the trunk of his car back in 1984. Or you're going to have to let someone else do all the footwork and you take a
Uh-huh.
percentage of his profit. But you
Yeah,
can
I'd rather
only,
take the
but you only lease
percentage.
it. You lease it to him for a year or two, and it's still yours. And then you can
Okay.
say, we prove this is worth $10 million. I want 16 cents a piece
Okay.
instead of 3 cents
And
a piece.
and so that's what we're trying to get to is the price per unit. That's the
I have
problem.
no idea. I can't tell you because I don't know. But go buy 5 different ones and figure
Oh,
out
I
the
know.
average. Figure
I
out the
already know.
average. Well, then that's
I
what you're
already
going to
know.
get.
Yeah.
Because
I
why?
know where we
What?
need to be,
Well,
and I
here's the
know where
deal.
we're at.
Think about this. Regan Gorno, that's me. Why would I
Yeah.
pay double? You want to make that unit at the same price as all the rest of them and then sell the difference. I've got
Yeah.
a superior product for the same price.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm Regan. I'm a nobody. I'm not buying the most expensive one.
Yeah.
I'm just
You want to
not.
buy
Yeah.
you're gonna want to buy the
The
cheapest
reason
one.
why I'm putting tile in instead of you is because I'm trying to save money.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, I pay you.
Well, we should talk about that though. If you, I mean, I don't know the avenues to take.
Well, I know some guys. But again,
Okay.
I don't want to start giving out. Like, would you want me to give your number out to strangers?
I'm no, but
You know what I
my
mean. You know
number,
what I mean.
my
This
number
guy's
is
a
written on
busy
the side of my
dude.
fan.
Yeah, but no, seriously. There's got to be a way, or there's another avenue. You patent it and you just sell the patent outright.
Yeah.
$250,000, $500,000. Now maybe it's a $20 million idea. Maybe it's $100 million idea. Maybe it's a $500,000 idea, and you just made all your money on your nut,
Just selling the
just selling
selling
it.
the patent.
I don't know. I don't know. That's a gamble and an educated risk. So that's
Yeah.
all those things are gonna. At the end of the day, the buck stops with you. You're gonna have to choose that path. But don't show it off to too many people. Find a way. I'm figuring with all the ISO standards and the way things have moved in the last 20 years, the whole world can make a screw exactly the same as in
Yep.
Connecticut, as in California, as in China, as in Taiwan. And I could buy 1 million from each one of them, put them all in one big giant vat, and no one will know where the hell it came from. They'll all be
Yeah.
exactly the same. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming the molds are the same thing. Once the engineers give the specs, it comes out of the machine exactly the same every time.
Yeah.
It has to. There's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to find. Wow. See, that's the thing. If you find someone to do this for you, they'll find the producers. They'll find the supply chain. They'll find the Ace Hardwood store for you. They'll find everything, and they just pay you per unit because they leased it from you.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. Have you tried going on? There's a fun way of doing it. Have you gone on that show? What is it called? The Shark Show.
Shark Tank.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
literally what they do. I'll take
yeah.
60% of your
I think you
company.
need a little bit more like progression than where I'm at. Like I basically it's not
Well,
bad. I've
well,
just basically got a box of thousands of these right now. I don't have any. I don't have any sales of it. I don't
okay.
have any projected sales. I'm right now. I'm at the boat of they're too expensive per unit from the manufacturer that I'm getting them from right now.
Okay. Here's a sales pitch. Is there any way you could sell your tile with those things as a package deal? So I'm not just selling that new idea. I'm selling
Mhm.
some tile for a profit and my new idea.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I use these personally on my jobs. Yes.
No. What I'm saying is, Regan, I would love to have you buy my tile and my system as a package deal.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm trying to save you some overhead on the item.
Hmm.
Because if you make a
Hmm.
profit off the tile, now you don't care how much you do. You know what I'm saying? You get the system out there, people hear about it, and word of mouth starts spreading, and you made a profit off the tile too.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just trying to I'm throwing ideas at you, trying to figure out ways to. But I sincerely want you to know, most guys that sell shit don't make a single item before they sell it. If I'm selling lipstick, I don't buy 10,000 lipsticks and hope to God that someone buys them. I sell
Yeah.
10,000 and then I make them.
Yeah.
So I
Same.
wouldn't make any more.
Yeah.
I would sell them and then make them to order if you're going to sell them
Okay.
yourself. That way there's no risk. I'm paying you to go buy the stuff that doesn't exist yet.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you have to, that way you're mitigating your risk.
So I probably my next step would be probably either reaching out to the patent attorney or a distributor of these.
Yes, because I had the
Somebody who
same idea.
already.
I had the same idea with some ways to carry things with siding, and
Mm.
I should have went through with it. I never went through with it, and now that I realize all the steps that it takes, it actually sounds like
Yeah.
an adventure all by itself. It's kind of like doing the
Yeah.
videos. It's an adventure to get to the point where you're good at it. Well, it's going to
Yeah.
be an adventure to get that to a profitable. But it's your idea. Your
Mm.
mind created an object that didn't exist. That's pretty cool
Mm.
that you did that, man.
Yeah. It took a lot of time and a lot of money.
Yeah, well, not only that, but trial and error. Your
Yeah.
idea didn't come to fruition on the first try,
No.
not to perfection.
No. I got a stack of them over here. If you want to see, like I got.
The evolution. There's the evolution. That's super cool, man. Owen,
Yeah.
you are a very unique guy. I'm so glad I landed on you.
Got the
And
printer right here.
oh, do you have your
3D
own
printer.
printer?
Yeah, I printed my own. I tried printing my own at first to try the very very first prototypes,
How
but I
expensive
mean,
was that, man?
that was a cheaper printer, but it just didn't print them strong enough to actually test. So I had to get someone else to print some testable ones. Then we went to injection molding, and then we had to modify the injection mold, and here we are. We have a product that it works. Just the problem is the price.
Yeah. Um, that that problem. Okay. Here's a great example. When I started doing this, I had no one to talk to. Now I'm 3 weeks ahead, and I have 5 days worth of editing that I haven't done yet.
Oh,
So now
yeah,
I have a whole nother problem now.
yeah,
So I solved the one problem, and I caused two more problems.
yeah.
But that's part of the venture. That's part of the
That sounds
adventure,
like my
man.
business. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
all, and now I can't find installers.
But someone put it on my heart to do it. It was for me to do a podcast. So it is my
Yeah.
job to follow through all the way. If I don't follow through, I'm a failure. Dude, it's on your heart to do this. Follow through on it. Either sell it,
All right.
patent it, and what do you call it? And lease it. Patent it and just sell the patent outright. Or go and hustle and sell it store to store. Go to Ace Hardware. Go to Home Depot. You may have to start at the mom and pop stores, which a lot of them are gone now, unfortunately, and see what you can do, man. Maybe you could just sell it to your competitors in general. Maybe the tile guys, you say, this is what I got. Well, no, not until you have a patent. Don't you dare do that until you have a patent.
Yeah.
Because
I've been in touch with the spin doctor. He is the inventor of one of the first. And I actually have spoken to him, and I told him that we could, I would be interested in selling him outright the idea.
okay.
Um,
But does
so
he? But does he have the capital? Is he going to give you hundreds of thousands of dollars? Because you do not want this dude selling it to Home Depot because you're gonna kick yourself. That'll be
well,
worse.
spin doctors are in Lowe's.
Okay. So
These
they got
spin
some money.
doctors,
They got some money.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They're you see them. They are the original. They're the original.
Very cool.
The spin doctor, the guy.
Okay. Yeah. The one that fit the first. Well, the ones that I know go sideways with a wedge, and the wedge. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the most common one I've seen.
Yeah, that's the one. They don't sell this brand or this type at Home Depot. They sell this type at Lowe's though.
Now I have a question.
Spin
Is
doctor.
is there any way you can make that cheaper, smaller, more compact?
I do. I have a version.
Because the less material, the cheaper it gets.
Yeah, I have a version. I have I have two versions. One's called the mini. Uh, I don't have one sitting here. Yeah, I have a smaller version. It's half this size. It's the mini.
Yeah.
It only has one prong.
Okay. Well, I don't know I don't know the ins and outs of how well it works, but the smaller the better, especially when you're starting off.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man, you got
Yeah,
a
that's
bag
what
full.
the one problem we had with the molder in China was that the mold was supposed to be two separate molds, one with the regular, one with the mini.
Okay.
But they made the mold that it wasn't separatable. So you have to print both pieces, which is ridiculous because why would you want to? I mean, you'd want the ability to print one or the other, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
Like,
You know,
and so we're kind of at a wrecking point on that because one, they won't give me a price, like a locked in price for shipping, like per 1,000 or
yeah.
so. They just tell me that, well, you're gonna have to create an order, and I'm like, all right, 1,000. They're like, all right, well, it's like $800 shipping. You know, the shipping cost that they're giving me per 1,000 is higher than the amount it costs to print them.
Then it's not worth
So
it. There's got to be another way. There's got to be another way.
yeah. Well, and see, the design engineer that I've been working with was also saying that since there's so many of these things already on the market, bringing them to market first would probably be more important than a patent because it would give you the foot in the door towards a patent. Like
Okay.
if somebody stole this idea and I had already brought it to market, well, then when I go to the patent office, I'm like, look, I've been producing this item for X
Yeah, I
months.
got invoices from 6 months ago saying that. Yeah. So
Yes,
that's still
yes,
evidence. That's definitely evidence. I paid quarterly taxes. I did all that stuff. Yeah.
yes.
That very well would be easy to do, but you can't lease a non.
Patented idea. Yes,
Yes.
and that's something that you brought. Thank you. Like you brought to my awareness that I wasn't thinking about was that uh, having the patent is a tangible. It's almost like an NFT. It's something that I can lease to someone.
And it's good for 7 years, I believe.
Okay, yeah, and
And
that would
here's
be
the great
pretty.
news. This is the great news. At 7 years and one day, you change it just a little bit, and you patent the difference, and you get another
Patent.
7 years again. And trust me, in 7 years, you'll come up with a slight little difference, and you'll be able to patent the difference. And once you patent the
Okay.
difference, you're in charge again for another 7 years.
Well, I mean, I think I have a good idea. I just really need to maybe follow through with some of your advice.
Now you need to find someone that would be willing to lease that patent from you. So now your search is who believes in me enough to put the money in and go do the footwork for me.
Yeah.
Or who has like you said, you had a guy that already did this before, who already has the avenue. He's already got it all plowed out. He's already plowed that road out because he's already done that once. He's already got a whole road to Home Depot. His
Well,
supply chain already exists.
he's already with a company though. Like the spin doctor has been, purchased by what's the company? Um, Russo Tools.
Okay. Yeah. I
So so I would be like, kind of following his same avenue of presenting it to someone with Russo Tools that would take it and go with it. Um, so I mean, I guess that might be a good idea.
yeah.
Um,
I personally,
but
when I have a dilemma like this, I write down every option I have, all of
mm,
them, good ones, bad ones, and then I look at all my resources. I write those all down, and I cross-reference how they can work together, and I dwell on it for a while. Then I go walk
mm.
away, go back to it again. But in the meantime, what would it hurt you to spend $100 on patenting it? Would it hurt?
I honestly didn't know it was that cheap, so I
Well, no,
definitely
no,
would.
no, no. Maybe it's 200, whatever it is. But patents aren't. They're not millions of dollars.
Okay, well, being
Google it. They're relatively cheap. It's the
um,
paperwork that's going to be inconvenient. You got to fill out all the paperwork, submit all the paperwork with the $100 or $200, whatever it is, and they'll come back to you in 90 days and tell you if they accept it or not. And you got to
okay.
focus on the difference. There's 1,000 phones out there, and everybody's got a patent because there's a
Hmm.
slight difference. Same thing
Yeah,
with the cars. Same thing with the
definitely.
whatever it is. There's a difference. So you focus on your difference, and they should give you the patent. I'd be absolutely shocked if they didn't. And
Now,
even if
do you know if you patent, do you patent the piece or do you patent the system? Would you patent each piece or would you patent all three pieces as a system?
you could do both, or choose one or the other. Thomas Edison, when he invented the light bulb, ended up inventing like 80 other items. The
Hmm.
switch, the
Oh
fuse.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He invented all these crazy things to go with it because nothing existed to make the light bulb work.
Yeah.
So everything in the house, yeah, yeah. So he ended up with all these extra, and he patented all of them. He didn't hold back on any of it.
Yeah, and I made each one of my, that's one thing I was doing is I made each piece work with every other system. So this piece would
Oh,
work
nice.
with all of spin doctors. It'll work with rigid. Rigid makes their own level max. Uh, theirs are orange. Spin doctors are red. So mine work with all of these. They work with the
That's really
reminding
good.
clip. This part works with all of their stems.
Okay.
My stems work with all of their screws. So mine spin,
Yeah,
you know,
I love
work with
it.
all their screws.
So Owen, I have a question. You said you have other ideas in the works.
So yeah, I've had for years.
Um,
Just don't know.
would you maybe you would be inclined to sell this off for a mediocre price to pursue the other ideas, or do you think this is the golden child?
Uh, I mean, I think this is a really good one that would be. I mean, like I said, I could go anywhere from selling it for a mediocre price if that mediocre price helped me out when I needed some help,
Yeah,
down all the way down to finding somebody that wanted to partner and get a injection molder and buy a warehouse or rent a warehouse and make these things down
yeah,
to grassroots. I have some warehouse distributors that are major distributors across America, right here in SoCal, that I know these managers and things on a first hand basis. Tile Elements is a very big distributor that I've taken this product to their guys firsthand, and they want a complete system. They want I got packaging that I've been working on, but they want everything. They want
yeah,
a box
yeah.
label,
Ready to rock and
scannable,
roll. Just ready to rock and roll.
and
So
I, and
my
I, I can't get to that last step.
there's got to be a way.
Well,
Well,
getting
hold on. Here's the deal. This is what you need to do. Someone needs to buy 3,000, 10,000 units, whatever it be, and place an order. Once you get someone to place the order, then you can get 3 guys for $15 an hour to go sit in the warehouse. You gotta place. I think you gotta place the order first. Otherwise, where does the money come from to get the warehouse, the guys, the stamps, the boxes? You can't upfront all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I liked your idea too of of maybe turning this over to somebody who, you know,
I don't know.
it is a great idea. It is
Yes,
the
yes, I
darn
love
good
it.
idea,
Well,
but
not only do I love
I'm
your
worried it's
idea,
on my desk forever.
yeah, but not only do I love your idea, but I love your passion for it, and the fact that you're stuck in a rut frustrates me to no end. Do
Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're so close to building the rocket ship. It's just you can't. There's got to be a way.
I got the box. I got the label. I don't have a label. I don't have all that. I need like
Okay,
um
hold on.
what
So
what the problem is that I'm on step like 6 and I need to go back to step like 4 and I need to get a new injection mold made with all of these parts in separate chambers able to be printed at separate rates because these aren't going to need to be printed as much as
the little
stem.
clip, yeah, the little
Yeah,
stem. You need more of the stems, yeah.
these
Um,
don't need to be printed hardly at all because they're reusable, and this is reusable. This is the money maker. This is the one that you got to keep buying and buying and buying.
yeah. Uh, um, so I've got to sell you to Uriah. What was your credentials?
I have a lot. Yeah.
Well, no, well, all
I'm
seriousness,
legally a genius. Is that all right?
are you legally a genius?
I have 149 IQ. I have an aerospace degree. I have two. I'm a general contractor and a tile contractor. Um, Played 7 years of arena football. That's a fun fact, not really a credential.
No, yes it
Uh,
is. Yes it is. Yes it is. They bet on you. They don't bet on everything. Everything else is just circumstantial.
uh,
If you have high potential, they bet on you.
I have some of the most interesting facts. I've survived a mass shooting. Uh, Fun facts. Route
What?
91. That was a good story.
IQ, aerospace degree, self-employed.
I was in the gifted program. That was a program. I don't know if that was the
What?
same
Like
nationally or if
like the Mensa program or something like that. Mensa.
uh, yeah, I think it was something similar. It was just called the gift. So I don't know what it would equivalent to nationally, but in my school district, it was just called a gifted program. It was
I've got a
kindergarten.
couple. Yeah, I got a couple kids that are into gifted and talented too. I don't
Okay.
know if that just means you're on the top 10%, because my kids are not
Um.
like they're not
So
Stephen
I
Hawkins smart,
Yeah,
but
I
they're
had to be
smart.
select. So yeah, I had to be selected for this, and I had to take a test. And I was tested in like third grade, and I
Oh,
was
really?
taken to I think it was called Kendall. Was the
I've
name
heard
of
that.
it.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, so I was tested in like third grade for that, and uh, I unfortunately was in a very rural area that didn't have the kind of funding that they needed to take that program where it needed to be. Like we met in there was probably like 4 or 5 of us, and it was just more or less like a club than it was like a trying to get us to another level. Unfortunately, I wish I would have been through that nowadays where they have these magnet schools that really, you
And the
know,
stems, they put so much effort into the stems now.
I skipped sixth grade math and was going to skip seventh grade math from sixth grade, but they couldn't. I wouldn't have any way of being taught algebra in sixth grade. Not algebra, trigonometry in sixth grade because they didn't have like that type of funding. Our school was way out in the middle of nowhere. I'm not going to take 2 or 3 kids to be taught, higher level learning. I just got to be the smart ass in school. Oh, sorry.
That's fine. They don't want any swearing the first 3 minutes. After that, it becomes way more lenient.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. We're like an hour and a half in now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never gone through so many topics. I've asked you like 2 questions. We've gone through NFTs, cryptocurrency, tiling, videoing, editing. We've gone through everything. But I do know a business guy. I think I could sell you to him. I don't know. You don't know until you ask.
Yeah.
But I do know he was asking me last week what I needed, and I kind of didn't take him up on it. And now I have a reason to, at least to
Yeah.
because maybe he's looking for a new project. I don't know exactly what he wants to do, but I know he wants to help other entrepreneurs. He was very clear with that. He had a bullying campaign, and he had a couple other things that he was doing. So he's putting effort into other people.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I'm a big kind of destiny, fortune, everything happens for a reason kind of thing, kind of person. I am a Christian. I pride myself on being a very Christian person, but I also believe in things happening for a reason.
yeah,
So maybe our conversation was supposed to happen. Maybe
maybe it's
we're
yeah.
supposed to cross all these bridges.
Absolutely. You never know, man. You never know. But because we talked about this so much, I am not going to publish this right away. I'm actually going to wait a little while because
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt your chances of anything.
No, you're good. I enjoyed it. If you want to have me on again, we can do it. We can have a round 2 sometime.
That's fantastic. Owen, I appreciate you, man. I'm going to talk to Uriah. Give me a couple days because I want to try to sell you. You got the aerospace degree. How far did you go? Do you got a master's?
Nah, I just got a bachelor's.
Okay. Still.
I was going to be, so I was taking a 3 and 2 program. I was going to be a coach as well, football coach. But when I went to Auburn, I just focused on the aerospace and kind of left the coaching thing behind.
Where did you get that degree?
Auburn University.
Auburn. I'm hoping he is looking for something. Gifted at 3rd grade, skipped grades. I'll be your advocate, man. I'm a firm believer that if you go to the doctors and you advocate for your mom, they're going to listen to you more than if your mom complains herself. There's something about having someone advocate for you that seems to just, it's almost like, I don't know how to explain
Validation.
it, but it does.
It's external validation.
Yeah, because obviously I care enough. He cares enough because he invented it. So now I'm trying to get you to care enough, and maybe it just seems it definitely carries a different vibe when another person does. So I'll give that a try with Uriah. Give me a couple days. I assume you have no problem with me giving him your number.
No, go ahead. Yeah, no problem.
If I can, I will. I'll get in touch with you either way in a couple days. But yeah, this was my first podcast on video, and I think it went pretty well, man.
I do too.
Yeah.